Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I'm gonna stop by here very quick. I know I post any videos here in our YouTube channel. I've been working on our third book, which is this book, a quadrilingual book. So I've been working on it, and I just published this poetry book too. So we have this book, and I have the book that which is trilingual book, and it's copyright. I just did a copyright here. That means a lot to me, guys. Since I was born at the village, I couldn't speak Spanish, English. I was speaking only the mother's and my father's language, which is one of them, which is Maya's language. And after years, this book is in English, Spanish, and Maya's language, and it's a copyright. I mean, it means a lot for me, and and a lot to talk about it. Which is this is the first edition. Yeah, the other one thing is the first edition. It was I published with some other publisher. So, but after searching, after doing some research, this pandemic, we were locked down. So this is a self-publishing. So there is no logo from here. This is basically pretty much designed all by myself and with you guys. And thanks a lot for supporting our videos and tuning in and sharing our videos. But that book, which is trilingual book, which is Spanish, English, and Maya's language. So that means a lot for me, and I know a lot to talk about it, and in terms of policies, what's going on around the globe, and in terms of United States. I think domestic policies. I think the economy is coming back stronger. I hope for everyone's out there. And in terms of migration policies, I think Biden fared and somehow to keep his promises of the immigration reform. And after this changing policies of open border, I think so many people that they jumped in with their kids, women, young people, and I know so many people need some help. Imagine if I if the border was were closed back then, probably this book couldn't been existed, because so many people that really need some help, that they need some opportunity to succeed in terms of everything. Just like me, when I came to United States, I couldn't speak anything Spanish, no English. So I went to school. I learned a profession, which is becoming a chef, and then start reading, and then start writing, and then this project. So that's why it's so important that to understand the immigration policy. But in terms of legalizing like 20 or 11 millions of workers, they that we all been we that we've been here paying taxes, working, and then some couple of women with their kids, and they jumped in, and then they give them all the legal status. I think it's not fair, but I think strategically, I think the Biden administration, they shouldn't keep the Trump policies in terms of border, so they can make their promises, which is the Democrats, they've been talking about the immigration reform, but didn't happen. So, and in terms of foreign policy, I know you guys have seen the news out there. In terms of Israel, it's a huge uh, war going on out there, which is between Israel and Palestinian, and which is something I write about it here in our second book too. I think there is a economic racism out there, economic racism in terms of culture, because Western countries, Occidental countries, they've been supporting Israel on everything, money, weapons, and they created the state of Israel after. I know that so many people around the globe, they were having some empathy after what Hitler did to Jewish people, and that's why they created the state of Israel. I think 1948, But if we go back, the Palestinian, they didn't give them right, and then the Israel start occupying more land that was the Palestinians' land or Muslims' land, religion, because a lot to talk about it, guys. Remember that there's this Israelis people, they didn't believe what was Jesus was doing back then, centuries ago. And then the Jewish people killed the Jesus. And then the Palestinian, they have the Muslim, which is their God is Allah. And they have their Bible, which is the their so they have there's two figure, Jesus and Muhammad. There is Quran, there is Bible, there is Muslim, Christians, there is Arab, and there are Western people. And then they created one state, which is giving them all the benefits to the Israeli peoples. And then they suppressed the Palestinians. So I think the solution here is, I guess, two states, or understanding the causes. Why people they can't live together, just like in United States. So how many people from around the globe that lives in United States? Christian, Jewish, Buddhists, Africans, and so many religions. But I mean, the more diversity the country is the stronger the country is. That's why I think one of the most powerful country and the greatest country in terms of everything, in terms of domestic policy, I think is United States, which is I talk about it a little bit about here. So, but a lot going on out there, guys, in terms of this Joe Biden administrations. I think a lot of in terms of domestic policy, I think the pipeline that Trump was building, I think he shut it down. But in terms of foreign policy, they allowing Russia to build a pipeline on the sea, which is comes from Russia and goes to Germany on the sea. I think if some natural disaster breaks up or breaks down with this pipeline between Russia and Germany state, I think is going to be a disaster. So it's a lot to go, lots going on out there, guys. But I was just stopping here to thank you guys and to letting you know that our trilingual book is here, and this poetry book here, and our third quadrilingual book should be soon. I will be stopping here to letting you know, guys, when it's so you can go buy it on Amazon. And I'm a self publisher now, so basically, this book is going to be between you and me and Amazon, because I was trying to republish this with with the company, with the publisher, but I was basically I was like the third or the fourth party. So that's why I decided to republish this as a self-publisher, and I hope you guys can read it one day, because I think it represents a lot as a Maya, as indigenous, that our idea, our sentiments should be in somehow the Europeans or the Spaniard people, they should know about it. That something comes from us, not from, because I know a lot of book has been written about our history as indigenous people, that but comes from European people, comes from the private universities. So this one comes from the fear, comes from our village, comes from our culture as Mayas, as indigenous peoples of this continent. So I think that's why it means a lot for me, guys. But I will be come back next week to talk about a lot of topics, which is foreign policies and domestic policies and what's going on in Colombia, in South America, Central America, in Middle East, and Russia and China and United States, guys. Lots to talk about it. Thank you, guys, and I appreciate and I hope you can share this video.